Hi.
What's up, guys?
Hello.
There's thousands of people already watching. This is scary.
I don't.
Pull it up.
I can't.
What?
I don't have the technology for that.
You're a cyborg, though.
I don't think.
You have a
Out
cell
of all of
phone.
us. I don't
You have a
think
cell
that's-
phone. You're technically a cyborg.
All right.
With great technology. Arms Preservation.
Arms
Inc.
Preservation Inc. Sponsors
With-
of the Firing Pin Live.
That's right. With their vapor corrosion inhibitor technology, you know them, you love them. These nice thick blue bags for, in this case, ammunition storage. But hey, firearms, valuables, anything that you want to keep preserved for long periods of time or for short periods of time. You can put them right in this micro environment here, and it will be protected from the elements by the vapor corrosion inhibitor technology.
Literally messing up the thing while we're doing the thing.
Yeah, they'll do that. We'll do that.
What a week. What a week. How you doing over there, Joe?
I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm here. I'm alive. I'm feeling strong, but not as strong as I could be.
If you went
If I went to the
beyond driven fitness and performance,
That was good. That was good.
What?
All right.
what a transition. Joe, tell us about beyond driven
I am
fitness
so
and
glad you asked because it is voted and it is confirmed and it will be forever the greatest gym in Genesee County, if not the planet Earth in our Milky Way that we call home. A lot of good friends that we know work there, a lot of good friends that we know own it, and a lot of good friends that we know love to go there as well, including our very own Patrick Kimball, the strongest man on the planet Earth as well.
Whoa!
You should see this guy
that's a
talk on the
bold
phone.
claim.
This man talks on the phone with his
He
muscles out.
flexes so that's actually where he gets the 7G that is not yet out yet.
He squeezes the extra two out of the phone.
Oh, man. I love it. You guys
That's
are the
good
best.
stuff.
If you guys didn't know, and if you're not wearing green, you're wrong because we all are apparently.
Yeah. Green
Don't
game.
Heck
Did
yeah.
you guys like get on a call? Because I didn't know that happened.
But you did.
But
But
I
at the same time, you
somehow
just
I
like
did,
felt
right?
it. Yeah, it's a guy thing. It's a guy thing.
There's also a bonus. Arizona Hard Cowboy Cocktail Fruit Punch is now our sponsor. Arizona, we know you're
Ooh.
watching.
Arizona should sponsor us. That'd
Oh
be
my
so
God.
cool.
Tap into the bro market.
I don't know. that
Someone
might go
actually
up
just
even
gave
more.
us these because we said it was worth a firearm. So someone beat you to it. Sorry, guys.
Sorry, they already
no
won.
take back.
Yeah. Yeah, that was
The
the one time.
Game's done.
We only allowed it once.
You guys got bribed. I like it.
We are doing the giveaway tonight.
Whoa, what is that?
This is a Henry.
What caliber?
This is a 22, S, L, and LR. Yeah, so we didn't do it last week because I was sick and I wasn't here. I'm sorry to fail you.
That's
Donna,
not the only reason why we did it. We didn't do it because it wasn't Henry Day. Today's Henry Day.
today is Henry Day. Yeah, yep. It's National
Everyone's
Henry
like
Day.
looking over this.
No, not.
Donna, being the first person in chat does not win you the rifle, by the way.
We did
I-
write props, Donna.
Yeah, we wrote like probably Donna's
I
gonna win
mean,
this.
you know.
Yeah. How are we gonna win it, guys? Do you wanna delve into that?
I would love to.
Usually we decide that all before the stream.
No,
but
we did decide.
Like,
okay.
subscribe, follow us. If you have a couple friends that want to do it as well, same thing. It all equals up to a point per with the like, the subscribe, the follow. Are we doing a watch as well, or are we doing like?
So how you're going to win this?
Seiko?
We have subscriptions on YouTube.
Seiko? Rolex?
Rob Barker said, "Blink."
Sorry.
No, I like Bob Ross.
Bob Ross said, "Just bleep the hell out of it."
Go and beat the devil out of it.
Bob Ross, we know you're watching from heaven.
There's a few different entries. If you remember about a year ago, we did the winner chicken dinner, like rotating spreadsheet that we developed that Josiah and graciously input everybody's name. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to do some more data entry soon, buddy. So there's gonna be a few entries you can get. One, subscribing to our YouTube channel. We might not be able to get your first and last name, but your screen name on YouTube will be thrown into the pool. Texting our phone number, which is Brandon
585-412-3020. 6. I don't know. I got.
I think that was
Don't
close.
text that
Let me-
number.
I'm gonna
Hold
put it in
on.
chat as
There's a guy
well.
Hold on. Yeah, 312-4026. 585-312-4026. Call now. Well, don't call us. Text us.
It is 585-312-4026. Damn, Brandon, I'm so impressed. I had to read it from our little.
He's trying to set you up.
So,
Sometimes the spectrum's a little useful.
just text. So sign up for our inventory blasts. Facebook has been really, really mean to us, and they don't publish any of our data or any of our posts.
Honestly,
so
like it's hurtful.
it hurts a
They're
lot.
just being bullies. They're just being mean.
My mom said I can't play with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mark's not my friend.
We would have to be
Um,
separated if we were on the same bus.
Because of
Because they're
Because
big.
they're
That's
being
what
mean.
I tell on them
Okay.
every day. The bus driver's sick of hearing about
what's
it.
the length of the bus?
What's the length of the bus? You know it's not a full-size bus. Comes to the firing pin.
So texting inventory to 585-312-4026, signing up for our text alerts. You're gonna get asked a couple personal questions like your first name, your last name, your date of birth. So for us to
Why do we do that?
yeah, so for us to know who you are, if you just text us, I don't have your information. Like, cool, blank name. So I know who you are. You're kind of starting a profile on our back end, and consent matters, and you can't consent to me texting you unless you're 21. So you have to be 21 years old for the business to message you for
Which would also
laws.
include you actually winning. the
Yes. Yep. We tried to pick a firearm that was completely kind of neutral. It's a lever action, so you don't have to have a semi-automatic rifle permit, you don't have to have a pistol permit, all that stuff. So just to restate, subscribing to YouTube gets you a point, texting inventory to that number, and lastly, just sharing this video. We're going to do the drawing next Thursday. I'm sorry, don't hate us, but I want to give a chance for people on Spotify and YouTube to kind of get their hands in the pool.
We have a lot of people that watch us, not
Yeah.
live, but they.
We get a lot of people that watch us
listen.
live, but
Yeah,
Not even watch; they just like to listen to our
Spotify for podcasters.
Spotify, yep.
Yep.
You like podcasts, we're on there.
sexual
Check it out.
mansplaining of the Second Amendment.
yeah, I'm pushed. I put it in there. So with texting inventory, we're not going to be annoying. It's literally us running that system. So it's probably going to be me.
It's 2 a.m. Hey,
Hey.
you up?
This shit's this is really dangerous.
They're so scary.
Whoa.
Our YouTube channel, I was going to say, we have got a lot of cool videos out there.
Yeah, I gotta give some acknowledgement to Fredo.
I was scrolling through
No,
like
no.
some YouTube shorts the other day, just
Sure.
killing some time. And like one of our videos, like I was looking at myself all of a sudden, like one of our videos just came up like on the algorithm. That was pretty cool.
That's
And it
sweet.
was like us being engaging.
Just being stupid.
Yeah.
But yeah, it worked.
It was a lot for me to edit, and on top of doing my regular day-to-day stuff with emails, blah blah blah. So we hired a really good friend of the shop, Fredo, to help us out with videos, and he has been killing it.
Oh.
Excellent.
So think of funny things to say.
The pressure.
No
So little
Waco,
funny.
Texas.
That's hilarious.
little
The ATM.
building update. We had a lot of progress this week. So there were a couple other jobs that their crews didn't have stuff to do. They said, "Well, come on over. We got plenty to do over here." So Thompson Builds out of Churchville, they had some guys come over. Usually there's like one crew of like 3 dudes that they get a lot done for three people. But then there were 8 people over here pretty much this whole past week.
Yeah.
So we got some of the all of the steel frame is up now. So if you come by, you're going to see like
The
what
structure.
the building is going to look like. Yeah. Like the bones are there. They got to put in a few more purlins, a few more girts, industry term. And then we'll be good to go. We're working on the range now. So I think another thing we should shamelessly plug is our Discord. It's a great way.
We
Yeah.
want to open Discord up.
Let's do it. We have a TFP community that at one point was like wide open and we post about it all the time.
It got a little
But then
glowy.
it got a little out of hand. And so we kind of have closed it off for a little bit, but we're going to drop a link in there. And that's a great way to stay in touch with us just on like a more personal level, I guess. Like, it's not like we're always on there. Like, that is definitely like Discord.
Mhm.
If you see me on Discord, that's like because I'm on my time.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so that's not where like, hey, do you have any Glock 19s in stock? Like, that's not really what it's for, but it's like, we're in there. We're socializing in there. We're talking to you guys. We have a community. And lately I've been leaning on them to help us with the rebuild. So any of you that, have wanted to help us rebuild the firing pin, you really haven't had a chance until now. And now is your chance. So we've been working mostly on the range. We're doing that all of ourselves. And we're welding steel and hanging baffles and doing all sorts of fun stuff.
Hell
So
yeah, brother.
if you are, capable and interested in helping out, I think joining the Discord and, it's kind of like we worked Tuesday night, but then we took last night and tonight we didn't get, there was no reason to have people come out, say like after work hours, right?
Right.
But some nights we will. Some nights there's kind of like a 4:00 check-in where I'm like, all right, like there is things to do and the weather is decent and come out,
Right.
So yeah.
Let me take chat real quick.
Yeah.
Donna says it's too late. She's done all of those things to enter. You have to do them again. No, you're on top of the ball. Thank you so much. You are already entered in to win. So if you've already done it, you don't have to do it again. Jim says my old flip phone won't let me do this. Lies. Your flip phone will let you do that. You can't share on your flip phone, but you can definitely text the inventory and get signed up for our inventory text alerts. Hopefully, if your flip phone doesn't do that, let me know because that would be interesting. Keep going. Sorry, just wanted to address.
Just two.
Yeah.
Read them. There's got to be more. I see
Okay.
so
There's
many
one more. Our
Say
friend
more.
Michael. Who I feel like I haven't seen Michael in a while. Michael asks, what's Pat's favorite Hoochie Daddy shorts?
Wow, that's just.
Oh, that's a great question.
You've got so many.
I do have a couple of pairs of shorts with 5-inch inseams, but I don't know what brands they are. I'm not really like super into clothing, but trust me, I had been rocking already this spring some 5-inch shorts. You might see me out there rocking around this March in those.
I see you're into stripes. I'm more of a check guy myself, but
Stripes.
The brand with 3 stripes.
Oh yeah,
He doesn't even know. He
Yeah.
doesn't even know. Pat doesn't do that.
bro, that's not my lane.
If it's not 6-minute miles, he doesn't care.
Whoa,
6-minute miles.
I haven't done that since my 30s.
He's running like that dude from Get
So like
Out.
last year.
Oh yeah, I was in my 30s.
Yep. Good stream. All right.
So what are you
thanks,
giving away? What are you giving away? What are you doing?
Used to be a gun.
Yeah,
Is it
used
still
to
a
be.
gun?
Go check. Can we see? Show the people.
hasn't trained.
Show the people.
Trans.
Hey, can somebody
Is that
tell
got a-
one of
is
those
that got a-
Arizona jobbers?
That's not a round barrel.
Fruit punch, mango, kiwi.
Hexagonal.
Dealer's choice.
Hexagonal.
Is it? How many sides are on it?
6.5.
Eight? Is it an octagon?
6.5.
So I think
Oh,
8.
thank
6.5. How's that half a side? What?
6.5.
Oh my gosh. So we do have some little articles. We've been trying to keep you up with Second Amendment news that we
Yep.
find relevant throughout the week that's come across the desk. One that I saw that, we talked about this before when it was announced, Remington, the factory in Ilion, closing its doors, unfortunately. I think probably just a business move. That's an old factory,
Sure.
ancient factory from literally the 1800s.
Right.
So I think just from wanting to modernize, were they trying to make a political statement? Sure, that's a nice side bonus to it, but that's not why. A company like that's not going to do a purely, political statement that would cost them more. If it's convenient for them, they'll do it.
Sure.
But so it's sad to see. I think it was, what day was the 4th? Was that Tuesday?
Today's the 7th.
So Monday. So Monday was their official last day of work. however many people still work there. I think a few hundred still work there. That was their last day, and actually just today I was sent. There's an auction of like all of their equipment and machinery.
That's
there
cool.
were like 399 lots of, like lot number 268, Bridgeport Mill, and there's like 100 probably, or like at least 50 Bridgeport Mills
So
that are there. We gotta try to get something.
we need to
Right?
start
Let us
crowdfunding.
let us know. Yeah. So when you guys were out here, I was showing Josiah in there, and I went to like the last page because that's all like the weirdest shit in the auction, right? Is on the last page. So they would have like workbench, comma, rimfire. So it was like an assembly bench for like the Remington 597 or 512 or whatever they're still making, right, over there.
Right.
And it was just like every day, like that was the dude's bench. And it was like, yeah, on Monday he stopped working and his bench was exactly how he left it. Like when we leave this live stream and we leave it exactly like this. every
Literally, it
weekend.
looks like this.
Yes,
It was
There's honestly
every
more beer cans on his desk.
That's impressive.
there's just every little tool and bin and part was just, all right, I'm done for the day. And it's a little time capsule. And I want to just buy that and like saran wrap it or like seal it in epoxy and just put it in the corner with a little sign on it.
Yeah.
Like, I just love it. It's
That is kind of.
Should
It's
be
cool.
like,
What's the website to go look at
don't
those?
want it signed.
I don't want to tell you. Don't outbid us on stuff. No. You're
Jesus.
so
He had no idea that was open.
damn it. Yeah, I got time for you kids. I've been working 12-hour days out there with the construction guys, just
Getting coffee.
getting coffee.
Getting coffee.
Whatever Doug needs. All right? Whatever Doug needs.
Your knees are sore, dude.
He was being so polite at first because he's like, I hate to act like, can you hold this tape measure? Then I finally was like, Doug, like, I know like I'm your boss, like I'm hiring you in this scenario, but like I am your assistant. Like, don't just fucking, you need stop. You need coffee, you need whatever you need, all right? If that's gonna make this range go up faster, Tyler, I'm not against it.
I'm sure you're not.
In other.
God damn.
In other news.
In other news.
That's like, why did I come back?
So apparently, the governor has been sending, or is sending the National
Which one?
Guard.
The
New
governor.
York State.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. New York State Governor Kathy Hochul. She's been sending the National Guard down into the subway. Apparently, there's 750 National Guardsmen being deployed into New York City.
Against
search
Teenage
back-
Mutant Ninja Turtles?
That was the
Is
sewer
Donatello okay?
system.
Oh,
So,
okay, dog. Sorry.
Still under the
Did you roll
ground
the
and
diamonds?
everything, but like, yeah, but different. I mean, they might see him
So what are they doing this for? Why are they using
because of the crime,
the government?
because of the bail reform. So
Because New York City protect.
what happens is when you don't keep criminals in jail
Oh,
and you let them out,
yeah.
they do crimes, and then when they're doing crimes, people get upset about the crimes, and
Why
then
don't
you
they-
have to send people
Suck
to respond to the crimes.
Sounds like the government is just the middleman. Why don't we just
It's just
deal
crime
with
with
the
extra
crimes?
steps.
Yeah, why don't we just deal with the crimes ourselves?
Well,
You know, what
Crime
I'm, you know what I'm
happens.
looking forward to this?
So I start
Is-
blasting.
No, a bunch of Batmans start to come out of nowhere.
well, they're
Or
not going to
justice.
have Batmans. They're going to have
So-
National Guardsmans.
What you're saying is
So-
we need to make more. we need to
What
make
National Guards women.
Something totally different than
National
Batman.
Guards people,
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever.
guards persons.
Guard Zems.
So
Don't
to back up,
2024 me.
Joe, just so that I know the clear path moving forward, you're saying we need more Batmans. I'm hearing we need to make more kids orphans. That's how you get a Batman. I want to hear your plan.
Listen, some of you
Brought
may
to you by
die,
Fort
but I sacrifice them to me.
Arizona is proud of it.
Drink and Drive. Brought to you by Arizona RT.
Arizona, we're just kidding. We love you. Please.
If you live near any wells, stay away from them because Josiah will just come out and push you in. Throw a bat,
If
throw a
name,
bat down
if your
there.
name is Timmy, you're going down the well.
I just envisioned falling and then just a bat gets spiked at me.
The bat's freaking out. Like, it doesn't want to be down
I'm
there
freaking
either.
out. The bat's freaking out. The bat becomes human.
Why did you say it like that?
Because Batman, human.
Oh, okay. It's like,
I thought it was clever.
Should have done He-Man.
Yeah.
He becomes a human.
But if it was a bat, it'd become man bat.
Whoa.
See, you
Shit.
Yeah. See.
That was better than what I said.
Well, and it actually, but here's the other part. It actually exists in the like lore of Batman.
I don't
There
really
is
know
a man
DC.
bat.
Is there really a man bat?
There's a man bat, yeah, and he is.
Do you chase him in Arkham in the game? In that one game?
Yeah, he did.
100%.
I remember that. Huh?
Well,
I'm more of like an X-Men, the original woke comics.
there's a man bat in that too,
Probably.
right? It's a mutant.
Only like a dragon person.
Anyway,
Nerds.
I heard a different word when you said that. Start with an
Well, I said nerds.
God,
What you got over there, Joe?
more crap. So
This is how you know we're getting old.
So it goes.
Me and my grandpa.
more crap. God damn it. So Letitia James back at it again.
Yeah.
So back in 2022, they started to sue a bunch of gun companies. PSA was one of them. Bushmaster was another one, and a couple others. But one that stuck out because they're actually having to pay, and now they're full on barred from selling in New York State, is a gun shop. It has nothing to do with any kind of a manufacturing process. It's just a gun shop called Indie Guns. The only manufacturing process that's going on is they were selling the quote unquote parts for ghost guns. So your 80%ers, your jigs, and all that other stuff. They don't outright say what was sold. They just say what their store sold the most of. But they were selling to New York, and just like any shark with blood in the water, they're going to go after whatever's there. It might be day-old blood. It might not even be your blood, but they're still going to bite you no matter what. So unfortunately, Indie Guns was part of the people that got bit, and they have to pay, or they're being sued. They don't have to pay just yet because they have not lost that court case. Is approximately, so it could be probably more or a little less, $7.8 million, only because they happen to sell. It may not have even have been they don't outright say that there were ghost guns or parts for it sold. It's just they happen to sell it, and there happened to been on this paper, on this form, it says $3.9 million were done in profits sold to our state. But they don't outright say that 3.9 million was all of it.
Which that's crazy. I mean, obviously New York is a big state, so that's not, you can't just take that number. What was it? How many did they say they sold in New York State?
3.9 million, but that's
Just say 4 million. It's not like you just say 4 million times 50.
No, and
it's not like they did 200 million in sales,
No, it
but it
says
sounds like they can just
3.9,
fucking pay that.
but it says
Like,
at least 3.9, and it
Yeah.
doesn't say in 2021, 22, or 23. All it says is 3.9. So that could be the history of their entire store.
Which when did privately made firearms become illegal? in New York?
22?
Was that just in this last?
I think it was just because that's when she started to go after everyone.
Which I mean, that's something that we need to take. We need to team up with FPC. We really need to find someone who's willing to put their name on a lawsuit. We will help fundraise the money for this, but we need someone who's willing to put their name out there and their neck and their livelihood, because we're going to go into this in a little bit about these lists that I guess the Department of Justice federally have started making. Not that they don't already have us on a list,
right.
but we need someone or multiple people who are willing to say that you have a natural born right to make a firearm. I mean, who is the government to tell you that you cannot make a simple tool that's, not only is it constitutionally protected, which I know you bring up the Constitution nowadays, and some people, what was that post that we saw online?
It was written by racists or rapist slave owners.
Yeah.
was what it was
So
written
the
by.
entire Constitution should be thrown out because of who wrote it.
We're holding. It's just
You can say that about a lot of old books. I'll just say that. I don't want to get into too many.
Today's
I don't want to start too many
standards.
fights.
Like, of course, people in the 1700s didn't live to today's standard.
But they still laid the framework for, I think, a timeless,
Oh yeah.
democracy, a republic. They didn't have any idea that the internet would exist, but the First Amendment, we still, you can't touch that, which you literally fought on behalf of all of us to defend that right. But I think all of us.
Thank you for your service, Pat. Drop a thank you for your service in the chat for Pat.
God damn you. Pat's like, no, please don't do that.
Take a poll
But
on
that is-
Spotify.
That is
Thank Pat for his service. Just say yes.
the First Amendment is the First Amendment for a reason. There's a reason it's number one. I think they're all important. And I'll give an extra 10 points to anybody who can just type them out in the next 30 seconds. You can type out all 10 amendments without Googling it. I'll only give you 30 seconds. Type them all out. We'll give you an extra 10 points in the stupid thing you're doing. What is it, the giveaway? Gun giveaway? What is that? Anyways, I think the Second Amendment is the Second Amendment for a reason. The Second Amendment defends the First Amendment and all the other ones. And that New York State, are we the only state where you cannot make your own firearm? Can you do that in California? I don't know.
Yeah,
I think we're the only state you cannot make your own firearm. Could you imagine if you couldn't make your own computer? You're not allowed to write your own books or literature.
California is the same way because the Glock store left that state. And
Yeah.
they had all of the stuff. So again, I don't know.
And has New York State said, okay, you can't sell an 80% lower? Can you sell a 79? Can you sell what? I mean, Allro in Rochester sells aluminum. If I cut a chunk of aluminum into the right size that you would then put it into
0%.
Right, like if it's the right size for a blank, and then you could take that blank and put it in a CNC machine and press go. Like, is that a 1% lower, and is that illegal too? Like, at what fucking point? Where's the percentage? I thought 80% was a pretty
The cutoff,
reasonable,
right?
And it just
No, but they don't like the fact that it's easy
ain't
to
stressing.
produce
Right.
your own firearm, and the technology exists. But the
So-
thing is like the debate is over,
yeah,
right? Because like you can already do it. The
It's out
plans already exist.
it's out there.
You can't stop the signal.
Can't
right?
put the genie back in the bottle.
Ultimately, like it doesn't matter. They can pass whatever legislation they want, and what's going to happen is people are going to continue to find ways around it, up and until the point where you have to use like a retinal scan to be able to use a CNC machine or
Yeah.
a lathe or or weld or anything like that, like you do in China.
States should just run the internet. It should just be like a state-run internet. So
That's a good.
we can only go on what they
solid-
want us to. I'm for it. It'll keep us safe.
Let's think about that right now.
The crime rate will go down.
Tyler, speaking of crime rates, what do you think? Now, how
But
would you
not
measure?
the thought crime rate. That will go up.
How would you measure like gun crime? If you had to measure it, what would be like a metric that you would use to determine
Feet.
crimes of gun feet picks? Okay. You could use ATF traces, right?
Okay.
Like the traces we get.
Yeah.
So
Trace
a trace, for those of you that don't know, when a gun is found at a crime scene, right? The local police contact the ATF, and the ATF runs what's called a trace request. So you have whatever it is, it's a Colt, it's a Smith & Wesson, right? So they start with the manufacturer, and they say, all right, Smith & Wesson, we got an M&P here, serial number 1234. You made it when? Okay, and then you sold it to who? Davidson's? Okay, you sold it to Davidson's. So then they go to Davidson's. This is why we have to keep an acquisitions and dispositions book. So they go to Davidson's. They say, Davidson's, who'd you sell it to? The firing pin. Oh, firing pin. Firing pin. They go to the firing pin and they say, who'd you sell it to? We have to go through our 4473s, right? And get it. So if you go off of trace requests, how many crimes occurred where a gun was found like at the scene, murder, or it could be say like a drug house was raided and they got here's a gun at a drug house.
Doesn't
Right?
mean
So
it's used in a crime.
when you use that metric, name out a city in New York and give it a ranking.
Syracuse number 3.
You're pretty close. Syracuse is number 5. So Syracuse, they in 2022, all these numbers are from 2022. They traced 340 guns to Syracuse, which was 2.8% of all guns traced in New York, which breaks out to 23.3 per 10,000 people. Now I'm going to tell you the number one.
Democrat, right? Syracuse is Democrat city. I'm just taking a guess.
I think all the
I
cities in
think
New York.
all of the ones in New
Okay.
York are.
Yeah,
So
I think all of them
I
are.
think it's a good metric to use. In
So Syracuse's number was 23.3 per 10,000. If you got to break it down like per capita or whatever, right? Yeah. So 23. The highest was 134. And it's like highest by a lot. Number 2 is 44, and we're number 2, baby. Rochester!
Ah!
Yeah, baby! So it's kind of shitty, but so Rochester recovered or had 931 guns. We were 7.8% of the state's total. If you break that out per 10,000, it's 44. So who beat us? We're number 2 at 44 per 10,000. Number 1 is 134. Take a guess. Guess another city.
I already
You'll
know.
never guess.
Messina.
I mean, you're okay. You're getting closer just because it's who the fuck's ever heard of Messina? You're getting closer. I've heard of it.
The Amish are wilding out.
Potsdam, New York had
What?
they had
They're close,
now
aren't
this
they?
is the reason I bring this up is because you can use these numbers, whichever you want. When you
Is it per capita?
yes,
Okay.
so they
That's
recovered
stupid.
115 guns in a city of like 8,000 people.
Yeah.
So it's shot. Now, none of us are going to say how many guns we own, but like, say the 4 of us, there was we got red flagged, right? Would that count as a crime scene? I don't know. Technically,
That's what I
probably
like
not.
about that.
But say there's the lowest level crime is committed. You know what I mean? And they're gonna. I bet they could get 115 guns between the 4 of us. Probably wouldn't be too hard. I'm probably not too far off.
My lawyer's not present.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So like, so you get one arrest where they pulled 50 guns out of one dude's house. You
But
know what I
also,
mean?
like, just because
So now you
Wasn't
can
even a
skew
crime.
these numbers, and you can say Potsdam is the most dangerous city in New York State, based off of this study, based off the way they ran these numbers.
Mhm.
So number 1 was Potsdam. We're number 2. Buffalo's number 3. Then Poughkeepsie, Syracuse, Troy, Albany, Schenectady, New York City, and then Yonkers. So New York City. So if you run this study another way, based off the total number of guns, New York is number 1. They collected 5,400 guns.
In a city of like 8
Which
to
was-
11 million.
There's
people.
just so many people, it washes itself out. Yeah.
Mhm.
They were 45% of the total number of guns traced were from the 5 boroughs of New York City.
Hmm.
So
Right.
when you look at it that way, I would argue New York City is
Yeah.
more dangerous.
guns are
although-
illegal there.
Right? Yeah.
Michael asks, which city has the most Kia vehicles stolen?
I think that's still
I think that is
Rochester.
Rochester.
Yeah.
I think that is
Yeah,
Rochester.
baby.
Most guns and most carjackings. Great.
Number
job,
1.
Rochester. Proud of
Okay, going to chat
No.
real quick. Donna, we can see your messages. We would never block you.
Oh.
No, for sure.
How are we
And
going to tell
she-
you won?
She flames you and says that nobody can type that in 10 seconds.
It was 30 seconds.
It was 30 seconds, but still, nobody can
Just
type
know.
that.
Well, I was just wondering who was going to try to use Chat GPT to do it because, like, he said,
I was
don't
just
use
waiting for
Google.
someone to do a Google. Well, you can do a Google search
Can we name them?
and just
Can I
screenshot.
put us all on the spot? So right to free press and assembly and religion. Obviously,
Right,
Second
keeping their
Amendment
arms.
is the gun. What's the third?
three?
Shit.
Yeah.
Is that troops?
Yeah, it's quartering.
Yeah, it is
Is it?
quartering.
Quartering
Not
troops?
It protects you against
Fourth Amendment, search and seizure, right?
Fifth
Like
Amendment,
your privacy of your
self-incrimination.
person and stuff, right? Yeah, incriminate.
Plead the fifth,
Fifth is you don't have to incriminate yourself.
That's it, yep.
Yeah.
Why you say plead the fifth, baby?
The sixth, that's cruel and unusual punishment.
It's either speedy trial or protection against cruel and unusual punishment.
It's been a long time since I've been quizzed on the amendments.
I'm not good at it even past 5. I'm the one that has to do this.
Yeah,
not
I'm
good.
embarrassed.
Dwayne is pissed at us right now.
Dwayne is so mad.
What about
Dwayne's still
the
fighting.
peanut gallery? Do you guys know? 6th? I don't know, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10.
Yeah, we were kind of.
Quartering troops again? Oh shit! All right, you got to look it up. We got to get educated. Bill of Rights. God damn it! I was really hoping we could pull together on that group project.
Who's we?
Yeah, you called us out.
I knew the first one.
Yep, you did.
Sixth guarantees the right to fair and speedy trial.
Fair and speedy trials.
Seventh provides the right to trial by jury in certain civil cases, according to common law. Eighth prohibits excessive bail. Ninth assumes that,
Non-enumerated, so
yeah.
just because it's not specifically stated doesn't mean that.
Oh, that's like a free space then. That one's dumb.
Damn.
What's number 10?
Tenth is state's power, essentially.
That was dumb too. Look where we are. We gave New York all this power. Look where we are.
What of the New York State? Like, doesn't New York State have a constitution?
I still sometimes have a hard time grasping that technically, like, New York State is its own country. Like, state is synonymous with country.
Yeah.
Like, we are a country. That's
all.
just in a
Sort of
agreement. We're not really much different than the Eurozone.
State
like
laws
the
are
EU.
just tests.
Like,
for
they're getting
federal
closer and
laws.
closer to our system where they're like unified with a more central
Centralized
structure. But
government,
yeah,
right.
that's still always like, I have to remind myself that we are, like, yeah, we have our own government, we have our own bullshit. I don't agree with any of it. I think the state, I heard on the radio today, the state has $1.5 billion extra that it anticipated this year.
So it didn't spend enough of our money.
Which, like, they must be doing, like, my town, I live in Brockport, they did the same thing. Like, every few years, the state sends auditors down to, like, audit the schools and stuff to make sure they're budgeting right. And yeah, Brockport got their pee-pee slapped because they, like, for many, like, multi-years in a row, they would go to the taxpayers and they would say, ooh, this year we're going to be like $1.5 million short or like $2 million short on the budget. So we'll raise it all up. And then at the end of that year, they were like $2 million over what they needed.
Sure.
And they did that like multiple years in a row. I mean, they had a whole list of reasons why they say it's okay.
Bring back
But
the
still,
guillotine, bro.
is the state doing that too?
Are you telling me that even at the local level, governments can be corrupt because they're run by people who
They
could
can
also
and will
potentially be corrupt?
They can and will be.
Are you telling me
Yeah.
that local governments they only exist to defraud and extort you?
We definitely, I think, as a country, get more wrapped up in the national elections. You know, I mean,
Nobody
look at-
pays attention to who's
But nobody- yeah, who's on your school
office
board?
or whatever, right?
you know what I mean? Nobody knows.
I-
No shit.
Yeah. They're raising our children. You should know.
He said our children.
Like we
Okay.
collectively have a.
Again, who's we, paleface?
The royal we.
Oh.
Whenever I bring my children around Tyler, he just belittles them and he tells them that China's going to win.
Your daughter will just cry and be like, "Stop that! China will win."
She'll be like, one of the girls will be like eating, you know, like, yeah, you think in China they're giving the kids snacks? Like, no, they're out there learning how to work an AK-47. I'm like, dude, she's a year old.
She's two.
She's fine.
I'm
China's gonna win with that attitude.
It's true. It's true.
That's great. Speaking of children, here's another great one from the New York Times. An 8-year-old boy in Brooklyn carried a gun to school on Thursday.
Based.
It wasn't even loaded, and it was a Taurus. So
Okay.
I don't,
less
I don't really
based,
see.
but still,
You know,
I'll drink to that.
they were not identified by the police. And
The
several
8-year-old
details.
wasn't?
Correct. No,
Yeah,
it
the
says
8-year-old.
that. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, no way.
You're old enough to bring a gun to school. You're old enough to be identified.
Yikes.
Base parenting, though.
Jesus.
School's dangerous. Your kids should have one.
It
Legal reasons, that's a joke.
does illustrate that it is your responsibility. You know, I think a lot of
To
us
secure your firearm from unauthorized
from
use.
unauthorized 8-year-olds, yeah,
Right?
yeah,
Yeah,
kids.
somebody's going to get punished for that.
Yeah, you're kind of a
As-
piece of
as
shit
they
if you
should.
let
Yeah.
If your
children
8-year-old
have
kid
access to guns. Like that.
has
She
has
flip-flops so
unrestricted
fucking
access to a
fast.
firearm where it can just wander out of your
It's
house.
true.
Base
though.
parenting, by the way,
That's a
don't
problem.
Don't do that. Lock your shit up if you have an 8-year-old. Like,
Yeah, there's
lock
no
up your
excuse
8-year-old.
for
and
that.
just fucking-
lock up your They don't have rights.
My
until
parents
they
used to
leave.
spank me
the
when I
house.
was little.
Yeah, I leave the guns
Can we bring
out,
that
right?
shit back.
Bring back the striking.
Yeah.
I lock the kids up. You leave the guns out.
As long as one or the other is secure, I guess
It's a
realistically,
fine system.
there's a lock between the two.
Shit,
Like,
shit wouldn't happen if you're homeschooled like a normal person.
You just sit your
Never
infant
heard that
down
sentence
and you
said.
tell them no.
Don't.
You just tell them one time, they remember. The kids want to do what
If
you
they
want them
don't.
to do. Yeah.
Kids yearn for the mines.
Please tell me people have said things in chat.
Are there any
I
questions?
was just gonna. I bet there are
We're
questions.
spiraling out here,
People
guys.
have questions.
Oh wow.
They didn't ask them.
Yeah, so
They
your
have-
parenting skills. I have some questions about that. Brandon, you're a subject matter
You're in Monroe
expert.
County for CPS reasons? Yeah, okay.
People have questions.
Jonathan says, "Happy Thursday, fellas."
What up?
Is it a question like Happy Thursday?
Happy
He also says cheers with the finest, the mightiest Genesee. If he's referring to us as the finest and the mightiest in Genesee County, I appreciate that.
They probably was talking about
I'm not.
Gatorade.
it's just too much pressure.
Everything gets knocked over. Question.
Jeremiah has to use reverse psychology with his kids. Something came to mind, word vomit, but I'm not going to say it's bad. All right, now take this. Sorry, reading back. Anthony asks, what are the requirements to win? It's a great question, Brandon. Rattle them off. Go
I
ahead.
don't know. I wasn't paying attention. You were talking about
You have
that.
30 seconds to tell the first 10 amendments.
You have to text the phone number, which is in the chat.
Yes.
I don't remember.
Text inventory to our phone number,
Right.
585
Share
312
this live stream.
4026. Share the live stream.
Like us on Spotify.
I can't see if you do that, but I can't see if you do that. And then subscribe to YouTube.
Come down and give Joe a high five.
Yeah, that'll get you a point too.
You gotta figure out which Joe though.
The one with the beard.
You get one.
Yeah. The Irish one.
Coming tomorrow, you guys, your hands are just like swollen and red from just
Ow.
1,000 high fives. Like, no more.
But more.
But,
Your hand.
should we? No, go ahead. What do you got? I was going to say something nice about Cam, but I shouldn't.
Cam's our best boy.
Cam picked the winning driver for NASCAR.
Hell yeah, brother.
Whoever won the big race
Whoever did the NASCAR thing.
last weekend.
Whoever turned
Well, we
left
have
a little
a
quicker.
We do advertising with CJ Country, right? And they had a NASCAR thing,
Sure.
and they were like, hey, just to have some fun with it, like pick a driver, and if your driver wins, you'll get like free ads that week or whatever. And Cam was like, well, if you want to win, pick this guy. And that's who won. I don't remember his name because I don't do NASCAR, but
Well,
we're a winner, basically.
so did
Yeah.
we enter the contest?
We did it. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
We
cool.
won.
It's a good
Look it
story.
up.
You have a
Don't,
phone.
this is terrible.
Have you heard about China buying? I mean, this is kind of old news, but I wanted to talk
Buying up
about it.
land
Buying up
and
land
stuff,
around like military bases and
And-
farms.
I've been hearing
and
quite a
agriculture?
lot about it.
Because guess what? They own our fucking hemp supply. They're the reason why we have hemp farms. Because they're trying to take it away from the cartels and the sicarios.
On me.
Join us after the show for Joe after TFP.
Cracks another.
I love it.
Happy
No.
Thursday, bro.
No, seriously though, it's fucking wild. You go on that X Hunt app that Brandon's got, where you can look at everyone's
Yeah, man.
property and stuff.
It's crazy you can
bananas.
even do that in our country. Like as another, I think Canada has the most amount of purchased acreage as a foreign country in our country. But it's just crazy. It's crazy to me that you don't have to be a citizen to buy a gun in America, and you don't have to be a citizen to buy land in America.
I don't even care about the citizenship part as much, but the fact that like we know that China in itself is an adversarial like nation, and we know that all of the business entities that are existing in China and conducting business are doing so under the auspices of the Chinese Communist Party, right? So it's not like we are like ipso facto selling land to the Chinese Communist Party. That's what we're doing, right? So it's a problem because we know that they're adversarial to a lot of our interests, and we do it anyway. But the people that are doing it don't care because they don't care about the same interests that I'm talking about. So that's the biggest problem.
Scary, man.
Cream, baby.
Well, you know,
Casual
government, that's how it goes.
$1
how they do.
bills, yo.
How many miles has everyone hiked since last week?
Oh
Donna
my
asks.
God.
I've only
Not
done
enough.
I've only done like 11, but I've only gone up twice. I'm just doing like 5 or 6 miles at a time. I was gonna go out again today. I'll probably end up going out later tonight when April's asleep or something. Or I'll do it in the morning time.
I usually do night walks.
Might knock out a quick 10. Yeah, but I can't really do that in Batavia as much. Like I can, but there's just places where it's not as smart to go.
Yeah.
Like just
We go up and down Sherman.
just chugging around.
Yeah, it's a nice place though.
Treat ourselves a little Pittsburgh area afterwards. Get myself something sweet.
Okay.
Go to Simply Crave.
Go over to Pittsburgh Lumber.
Give myself something really
Look
nice.
around.
Michael asks if adding an optic to the Henry is frowned upon.
No, it's actually expected.
Yeah.
Super
If we
cool.
don't do it, we won't give it to you.
Needs to be an EOTech.
Yeah, put an EFLX.
What optic would you recommend for the Henry?
Mhm.
Any kind of pistol mounted red dot would be sick.
Yeah. Definitely a EOTech E-Flex.
Please.
Take it to
Two.
Walter.
Actually, I heard 2 is really good. On it.
You can keep both eyes open.
Red and green.
Definitely both.
Mount the red, then the green.
I know thermal.
Thermal for your 22. Like where your head's at over there, buddy. Won't dox you.
I would love to see an Echo 3 on that thing. Just be ridiculous.
Another Michael. You are our Michael, but not our other Michael.
Oh.
Is contemplating making a fake Tinder account with our phone number. Don't do that. Please don't do that.
Do Grinder. You'll have much better luck.
Got the grinder expert back there. He knows all the keywords.
Oh,
I mean, you can make the account, but we have to ultimately okay it.
Every time you
It's
get
gonna go to our
verified.
text. Yeah.
Yeah, let us know so I can send you the verification code at least. And then I'm going to charge you a couple cents. 'Cause texting the data.
I'm surprised we don't. I'm sure we do have like a shadow or like a fake Christian Mingle account. I'm sure someone's done it.
If you haven't,
Farmers only.
I'm married. I have no business being on Tinder, but if you are single out there, you should make a firing pin Tinder account for marketing for us. We'll love you forever.
That'd be great.
you think there are girls out there looking to date a gun store?
It's just
Well, no,
it's-
you make
it's
a
marketing.
You make a profile as a girl.
as a girl for men. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why haven't I thought about this shit? The content phone just needs.
We have.
Oh Lord.
I know what.
No.
Oh wow.
Just take like a really zoomed in photo of me. Just
Well, it's like the old school used to do your
here's my butt.
I'm uncomfortable. I'm moving away.
Now.
Yeah, that was your line. Okay. Okay.
I don't really have a line.
Yeah, we know.
Jesus. Please.
All right, and no.
I'll give you a point if you can find my line.
Jesus Christ. I hope Todd Chanel's watching. I'll find that line and give it a squeeze. Talking about your prostate.
Really.
Chris
I don't know if you heard.
Chris Heiss says the best Christian Mingle account name is still Come Get My Psalm. Come Get Psalm, sorry. Come Get Psalm. That's awesome.
It's a good one.
I like
Is
that.
that his account? I'd like to know.
So, Pat,
Yo.
I saw that you put some training online.
Yeah.
We've got some classes.
What?
There's 6 of the so 6 of the first line defense classes are listed up on the Firing Pin store. Some of you guys might have seen that. I posted it. Ty, did you post the link to those yet?
He's going to drop them in the chat.
He's
right
going to
now.
drop them in the chat right now, but make sure that you share them on the store's
I think he's
pages
checking
and
to
stuff.
see if he did it.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Can I get
Yeah,
this?
guys.
So, what did you add? What kind of
So
classes?
we have pistol fundamentals. We have 2 of those. There's one in April and there's one in July. We have a carbine class, carbine fundamentals, I think, or carbine mechanics, I think, might be May, and then fundamentals is in August. But we're
So
doing.
can you? Sorry, not to interrupt. But
Yeah, go ahead.
can you fundamentals, mechanics? This is all just so confusing. What is it? What do those mean?
Yeah, it sounds really complex, right? So carbine fundamentals would be like, hey, this is a carbine, and I already have a really general understanding of how it actually works and
Mhm.
functions. But now I want to take and try to apply the fundamentals of like proper positioning of the rifle or proper body positioning, proper cheek to stock, proper sight placement,
Mhm.
trigger control, breathing, follow through, the fundamentals of marksmanship, right? We're going to apply those at targets that are going to be closer and then farther from positions like standing, kneeling, prone, right?
That's
All of
super
that sort
cool.
of stuff. So we're going to
So you're
take
like-
what you already know
Yeah.
about shooting the carbine and we're just
Mhm.
going to expand upon it, right?
That's awesome.
And we're going to start with like the basics like safety and zeroing the gun. And
Yeah.
like, why do we zero the gun at specific distances? We're going to talk about 25, 36, 50, 100-yard zero distances, depending on what optics people are using. You know, all of that kind of general shit. It's going to be 8.5 hours. It's going to be out in Attica, and it's going to be a pretty cool class.
That's awesome.
So that's your carbine fundamentals. Now, the difference with carbine mechanics, right, is I don't get into as much of the shooting out at distances like 100, 200, 300
Mhm.
meter distances as much in those classes. It's more based around like, hey, I have this carbine, I can load it, I can unload it, and I can like use it when it's functioning like optimally,
Sure.
right?
Like at the range, let's say.
Right. But maybe I don't necessarily understand all of the ins and outs and all of the specifics of like, hey, what happens if I get a malfunction, like a failure to feed, failure to fire?
Gotcha.
What happens if I get a malfunction like a brass over bolt or like some sort of bolt override situation?
Mm-hmm.
What happens if I get a double feed? What causes those sorts of malfunctions? And then like, how do we clear those sorts of malfunctions?
Yeah.
What happens if my gun is like getting stovepipe type stoppages, right? Or anything like that. We get into like a little bit more about like how to diagnose those sorts of problems. And then we also do some positional shooting stuff as well.
That's awesome.
Right. But it's more in line with like just getting you familiar with like how the gun operates
Mhm.
and how to keep the gun operating.
Yeah.
And then like based on understanding how it operates, like what can you do with it at like distances that maybe, you know, aren't quite as far out as like some of the fundamental stuff where we're
Gotcha.
doing like more shooting from the prone and different stuff like that.
So definitely two like complementary classes.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
I would say that you could come and take both and you're going to learn some completely different stuff in
That's
those
awesome.
two classes. I
Come
would
and
say
take,
that
come and take it.
should you take one and then the other? Does it not really matter? Like,
I don't really think it matters, right? Like
Yeah.
if you know how to apply the fundamentals, then when you come and take the mechanics class, then you're going to be really in tune with like the shooting portion, and you'll be able
Mhm.
to focus more on like learning how the gun operates, learning how to clear different malfunctions, learning how to, you know, use the gun efficiently and effectively, right? And then if you take the mechanics class first, then you'll already be really familiar with the gun and you'll know how to like make sure it's clean and lubricated and ready to go and zeroed properly for the class. And then when we get out to do the fundamentals, you'll be like dialed in and just ready to enjoy a day of shooting, right? So I would say either way, they're complementary for sure.
Very cool.
Then as far as like the pistol classes, we have fundamentals classes coming up and we have concealed pistol classes coming up.
That's
and
cool.
like-
Concealed class.
Yes. So again, like different, but maybe complementary to each other, right? So in the fundamentals class, I'm going to say, hey, you can bring your like range rigs, like your Safari Land holsters, your belts,
Duty
you know,
stuff. Yeah.
duty stuff, competition stuff, whatever you have, right?
Sure.
And you can come and you're going to learn, you know, the fundamentals of pistol marksmanship and a little bit into like the performance shooting realm, right? But then if you come to a concealed pistol class, you're going to learn more about like, hey, I have a concealed pistol holster. I carry one magazine generally on me. And if I'm doing some shooting, I might be doing some shooting from awkward positions or having
Sure.
to conform to my environmental considerations, or maybe like having to do some shooting on the move or some shooting with one hand, or right, some different malfunctions clearing procedures and stuff like that. And so all of that is
Yeah.
kind of encompassed in the concealed pistol class. So
Super
again, the same in a lot of ways, because you're going to learn some like basic stuff in either or, and there's some crossover, but different in like the application, right? Because one is just like, hey, this is me shooting on the range, and this is like
cool. Right.
learning how to perform on the range environment, and then this is me using my concealed stuff, kind of wringing that out and learning some new techniques that will serve me in that capacity, which is very different.
Right.
So
Right. Super cool. So sign up today.
yeah,
Get
Tyler
some
will
training.
drop the links for you. All the classes are pretty much the same in the general sense of they start at 8 a.m. They go until about 4:30 in the afternoon or whenever we're finished. We're going to do usually an hour break for lunch or a working lunch. Kind of the class gets to kind of decide on that. Like if everybody brings lunch and we're ready to go, then we'll just keep going. But there are places to eat that are kind of local. We can go and grab some lunch. So that's cool too. We've done that before in open enrollment stuff out where we're going to be training. It's a Wyoming County location. Not going to disclose the location at this time, but if you enroll in the class, I'll give you the info. But if you don't need it, you don't need it.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's not bad.
What we got in chat? Anything in chat? Chat.
Yeah, I do. Jeremiah asked how many rounds would he have to bring to that class. All of the round counts are in each class description.
So all the round counts and everything are listed in the course descriptions.
What is going on with that? Sorry.
Well, share with the
That's
class.
too funny. It's just tactical.
This is peak neurodiversity right
Hey, I do want to throw one more thing out there on the training subject, right? I've been toying with the idea of doing some like pistol mounted optics specific classes. And I think a lot of people would potentially be in tune with that because a lot of people are like new to optics.
Hell yeah, dog.
But
Absolutely.
I haven't actually like put a class together yet. So if you guys indicate in the chat that that's something that like we should start thinking about putting together,
Just comment an
actually,
emoji of a
build it out.
TV so I know.
yeah, yes, exactly, the TV emoji. Send me one of those in the chat. I know about watching TV.
And if you do it with the firing pin, we'll do a percentage off of a red dot if you don't have one.
What? Especially
You
in
just
the
have-
key flex.
You just
100%
have-
off. You heard it here first.
You just have to prove that you're taking the class with Pet, and then we will.
Yeah, I'm down to package that. Take the
Yeah.
class.
We
Get
will
X
mount
percent.
it for free if you buy it from us.
There you go. Look at that.
That's a Tetro guarantee.
So the other night, Chris, right? Bullwhip Chris was here
cool guy.
helping
Whippy.
in the range,
So cool.
and he had
Just want to be.
a
wish I
shoulder
had one.
holster on, a leather shoulder holster, and he had his, I think it was a SIG 365, like with the red dot and everything on there. It was like, you don't see a lot of like optics mounted red dots.
I mean, that is
in
definitely like a
a shoulder holster.
crossover.
Like, that was just cool.
That is definitely a
Yeah.
crossover kind
That
of
was-
deal.
It was funny because Ty and I had been talking earlier. It was like, man, if you want to carry like while you're doing construction, like that's kind of a pain in the ass.
A
Like,
shoulder holster might be like
if you can swing that, like,
maybe the best way,
Yeah.
depending on how. Yeah, I mean,
Or like a safari land. Just like,
or
Yeah.
right, like duty style. But yeah,
yeah, no, that's I would have to see the shoulder holster itself because obviously I have qualms with like the general concept in a lot of ways, but like a lot of people
The new
make it weird and they say like, oh, well, the gun's like pointing over your shoulder.
new
And it's like,
Ga-
well,
the new Galco
otherwise it's gonna be
VHS
pointing
is
like
actually-
right at my.
the new Galco VHS is fucking sick.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they designed it where it's
Vertical.
It's vertical with your body, but you rip it as opposed to like having to pop and then pull out.
Oh,
it's
that's
a
cool.
pull away, and they designed upside down for opposite carry like knife if you want to,
Alright.
That's cool.
and Abby, so you can just like.
So
But
anyways,
I do have one, and they're nice.
I'd be interested to check
They're
it out.
very very
say
cool.
Galco.
Galco, yeah.
Very
Which
cool.
the typical Miami carry is now
Right.
you're not pointing at somebody, you're pointing directly at
That's
the
pretty
ground.
sweet. Yeah, like you're either pointing it. No matter what.
There's
It's gonna-
almost
it's gonna be
zero
pointed
holster
somewhere.
where it keeps it pointed in always like the safest possible direction. Right? Like,
It's a big thing.
So-
a lot of people have to overcome when they start carrying a firearm.
well, like yeah, what we say and what we do, right? Because like right now, if you're wearing a gun appendix, it's pointing directly at your femoral artery or
Yeah.
your
My wiener.
penis.
Your Jarvis.
So either way, I mean, like
I said wiener live on Facebook. My mom was so proud of me.
Or like if you're gonna do any kind of
For more
gunsmithing,
reasons than one.
like those the fundamental rules cannot be like absolutes. Like they are rules. They are words of wisdom to live by.
They also like it reinforce.
Sometimes you have to look down the barrel of a gun.
Right. Well, they also like reinforce each other, right?
Yeah.
So like when one rule is being violated, I have other rules that
Right.
are also in place.
You have to break
keep me
multiple
safe. Right.
to actually be injured.
In order for somebody to be injured or killed, more than one rule has to be violated at one time, right? Usually at least 3. So
Say violated again.
I like
slower.
shooting pens out of
Get
my
right up into the
Glocks.
mic. What did you?
I like shooting pens out of my Glock.
people do.
Something wildly
Fun fact:
different.
a Bic ballpoint round stick is a 30
Unload your
35
gun.
caliber projectile.
Yeah. Unload your firearm first.
Or be it pointed in a safe direction. Either way, it doesn't matter.
And do some
Yeah,
dry fire practice.
Who
Put a pen in
hasn't?
it.
Yeah.
So much
I
fun.
just said if you're pointed in a safe direction.
because it's how she. But we
Right.
know that the.
So that's like a rite of passage too, to like then go through every.
When anybody else makes a joke, it's fine. But if there's
Yeah.
I
time,
just see
Whatever
like
the
what shoots the
safest
fire
scenario
is.
is.
yeah, just create a safe.
God
scenario.
damn it.
I remember the first time seeing that when like the new shop had just been opened. It blew my mind. I want to shoot a pen out of my
Oh my
Glock.
god.
Yeah, here.
Not inadvertently. Anyway.
Fun fact: the pens go much farther if it's loaded.
Oh.
See?
Yep.
See?
For legal reasons, please don't shoot pens in your house.
Let's take like a mechanical pencil and fill up the whole inside with gunpowder and just see what that does.
Yeah, what happens?
It's
For
called
science.
science. Yeah.
Mythbusters didn't do it, so we have to.
Do we have any more?
The accountant's just like, what is this?
Yeah, it's
$50,000 you spent on research. Like, it's research, Jeff. It's fine. It's fine.
Do we have any more sane people talking?
We've lost the class, obviously.
Yeah, look at that guy.
Oh my god. Let us know in chat if you want a cigar lounge at the new store.
Drop the cigarette emoji if you want a cigar lounge.
There's been some talks of a cigar lounge.
Oh yeah.
A small one, just a tasteful.
My COPD.
Well, your sciatica is going to be fine.
My sciatica and my COPD will
Take
flare
the
up.
ADA wheelchair down lift down to the first floor.
You know how many times I'm going to use that thing?
Oh yeah.
If it's the cool tube,
I'm
one,
never gonna take the stairs.
No, it won't be, though.
Yeah, it's like the tube ones from Futurama. You just go in there. And
Is it gonna be? Is it gonna be the tube?
No, it's not gonna be the tube.
It should be the tube.
What is this? A bank?
Yeah. What,
They make a tube. They make a tube lift. It's so cool.
guys, we got somebody's gotta go upstairs. You just gotta like grease them up real quick. It's like slide in the tube.
Just hosing them down.
Cam, get the grease.
To go fucking 10 feet.
Turn on the compressor.
It was like Mr. Incredible, where he's getting stuff through and they like charge it up. Still.
Yep.
That's my age.
Good time.
And then he couldn't get out, so he breaks his way out.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Smart.
I saw-
Mr. Incredible.
I've seen
yeah.
that. I have kids.
You were too old.
I have kids.
It's weird.
That's his excuse.
He's the single male adult showing up at Disney movies.
All right.
And Peter.
But it could just.
I love this one.
All right, please tell me there's a question.
Yeah, Jim asked if there's going to be a steam room and a therapeutic massage. If we had it my way, we'd have a sauna. It's not in the budget.
It
If,
can be in the budget though if you support us.
Yeah, with our non-existent.
Signing up to become a member, even if you like.
What is it called?
Patreon.
Kickstarter?
Kickstarter. Thank you.
Someone wants to start a Kickstarter for us. That'd be cool.
How many bays in the new range are there going to be?
35.
Awkward. We're actually going down. We're keeping the 2 lanes and demolishing the range.
yeah, we're no.
It's gonna be a bowling alley. Hope you guys like it.
So
Bunk bed style.
when we originally went to rebuild, I'll just say we had planned on adding in more ranges.
Mhm.
It's something we can still do down the road. Like the building footprint will be made in such a way that if we wanted to, we could. But things have certainly, since last year when the fire happened, which is crazy that it's been basically a year since the fire. It was March 24th last year. So things have only gotten more expensive. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but when the fire first happened, yeah, our intent was to add more lanes.
Shrinkflation.
And we're just not able to do that at this time. So down the road, we would like to, but for now, we're going to have the original 7 that we had before. It'll pretty much be
Plus 2.
right. So we still will have, we own that shipping container range. So that's not going anywhere. I think that'll be very useful for training, especially doing handgun stuff or
For, like,
for
one-on-one for new
groups.
people,
Yeah. So I think that'll definitely alleviate a lot. You know, I mean, it's still 2 lanes. It's still an increase of a good amount. So if things kind of return back to normal, what they were for us, then I think we could definitely get on a plan. I mean, if we were to add the range we want to, you're talking like $400,000, and that's just not possible for us right now. And it's hard to take a risk with New York State being the way New York State is. You know,
Yeah, playing a lot of games.
so we want to. I mean, trust me, I really want to. I think after seeing Lake Erie in Ohio, maybe the next thing we do is maybe more of like a shotgun discipline. That's all I'll say. But I don't know. We want to, but we got to take one step at a time. We got to recover from this first, and then
See how things shake out.
yeah, absolutely. So
A lot of it depends on you guys too. I mean, the support for the store, if it's there, obviously, then
Mhm.
you know the business will continue to grow.
absolutely.
And we'll do whatever we can to service you guys the best way we can.
And we are forever indebted to all of you that have stuck with
I
us
said service.
through
It's okay.
through this.
They know what they want.
Yeah.
Brandon will service all of your needs.
Dang.
That's the Barrett guarantee.
That's the
Was it yesterday when Dave came in and said hi to Doug? And Doug was like, "Oh, you look familiar." And Tyler was like, "Yeah, you probably recognize his face from this view." And I was just like, I fucking died. Yeah.
Dave.
Oh,
Dave sucks.
right up. Probably right about now, right? Right
Just getting off his
off the highway exit.
third job
Yeah.
shift. Oh, gotta go to the 4th.
Keep America on the road.
And up flying Jays. Will there be go-karts
Wow.
at Barrett's Funland? We're gonna have go-karts?
Who wrote that?
Michael Dingwall.
Yes, just for you, Mike.
We're gonna have go-karts.
Let's get go-karts.
Confirmed. We're actually gonna demolish all of the current plans we have and just build an indoor go-kart.
Remember those
By
like?
go karts, we mean weight sleds
Golf
that
club.
you'll pull
Golf
yourself.
drive simulator.
Remember like the
Minutes?
Gulf War? They had those like
Oh.
go karts for like the spec ops guys,
Mhm.
and like there's like 2 dudes and like the machine gunner on top or whatever. I had the GI Joe version
Sure.
of it.
I think
Of course
we all
did.
did, yeah.
Desert slides.
Yes.
Yeah, those
Yeah,
things are
yeah.
cool.
We're gonna do that, but with like paintball guns
Neat.
out here in the field. Yeah.
Gel blasters.
Those things fucking hurt.
Those things are fun.
Fuck you, by the way.
Call back to that. In New York City, how many traces were gel blasters?
That's a thing, right?
That's a thing I'd like to know.
Oh my god.
Do we do a time capsule?
I left a time capsule in the
Did
Fort
you?
John.
Yeah.
I mean, they have it more than concrete.
We need to do a time capsule.
Sure, do it. As if I don't have enough on my plate already.
You really don't.
Okay.
You're getting coffee for Doug.
Okay. It's very difficult. Okay. You're getting coffee.
What grind do you want?
That
Why did I come back?
We're going to do a time capsule for you.
For who?
For Michael. You asked the question.
Oh. Oh, and then I like it. I thought it was something you came up
Did you
with.
know Louisiana's about to legalize permitless carry?
Mm,
Is
That's
about
their
to
state.
or
That's their state
did?
flag. Show the audience. Is that their state flag in Louisiana?
That's like a swan. What is that?
Is that would,
That's an albatross. No.
Oh,
Union State something
It's an
something.
albatross.
albatross, pelican. They seem similar to me.
Union, justice, confidence.
Semantics.
Yay!
If this happens, this will be the 28th state to
Yeah.
permit to do permitless.
Yes, I actually think they.
That's actually
they did
really
that
big.
earlier this week. Oh, no. It's about to. Okay.
There was only 2 states that allowed
Oh, okay,
permitless
okay.
carry before 2010.
It's crazy how that
That's crazy
trend
how- yeah.
has, yeah.
Yeah, and if
What's
you look
up-
at the map, like New York State is like one of the. I mean,
Going
getting choked.
backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up with Brandon Herrera? Did he win?
No,
Or
he did a
There's a-
landfall landslide, so he's going up against
There's
another
a
guy.
runoff,
A
right?
runoff, that's what it was.
That
So
was
he's
my
going,
favorite Nikki.
he's going up against Gonzalez.
Gonzalez.
So if he gets the same amount of votes as what he got before, then he's in.
Cool.
So it's looking like
That's pretty cool.
it's like not.
So they do like
50-50.
another. There was an election with a lot of people. Now they're going to do an election of just those two.
because a couple people dropped off.
pretty
where
close,
it became like
right?
moot.
Too
Yeah,
close.
it's like a runoff between those two,
That's
but
neat.
it was too close to call.
That'd be cool if he gets in there.
Yeah, no, I mean,
I just hope he doesn't turn into a Crenshaw. Because I like, what if this is his origin story of like the evil? Like this whole time he's been AKs, but he's just been saying he's commie
Starts
the whole
wearing
time.
that
Yeah,
badge.
I don't know. I'm excited that someone who has
Probably
no
voted in just based on that.
no like political governmental kind of background.
Yeah, I love it.
He did it on purpose. That's what he said. He's like, I'm only going to get one term, or I want to do one term because I just want to prove.
That's how it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, that's what the government was originally supposed to be. Like,
Mhm.
it's supposed to be of the people, by the people, and for the
Right.
people, right?
Not these
so there's
career
supposed to be like a
politicians.
turnover
Yeah.
of like you go, you represent your district for a little while, and then you go back home, and you eventually you have to like see the people that voted for you. But a lot of people don't
Mhm.
think they're ever going to see the people that voted for them again, because they're going to get voted into office, and then they'll work for whoever pays the most money to their political campaign.
Bunch of
Capitalism.
bullshit.
That's not capitalism.
I will pay you for.
Speaking of, did you hear
That's
about?
called cronyism.
Did you hear what
That's a whole
Panera?
different.
Did you hear what Panera Bread did?
I've heard two different versions of it. So I heard in one instance that they're exempt from the $20 an hour
Yeah.
minimum wage, but I heard
Yeah.
another version that Panera Bread actually isn't, and the reason that they're actually not is because they don't bake their bread on site. They're not actually a bakery.
Interesting.
It's like their bread is pre-prepared dough that's brought in, and then
Sure.
so
What
they
is
still
baking?
fall
Right.
under the definition of fast food,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
So, and allegedly, Governor Newsom actually had no idea that there was an exemption that would have been right. So
Even though they're
that
best
seems like
friends.
No,
that seems like a plausible deniability type of scenario.
Right.
But then it also seems like somebody somewhere came up with some loophole.
Somebody
that's
got
like,
that. Why do bakeries get exempt? Like, why is that
shouldn't
one?
you have
Right.
to pay
Why is that one?
your employees right?
Well, and we're also to
the
circle
same as
back
everybody else, at least.
to New York. I was listening to the radio yesterday, and they were talking. I think this year there's now a $1 difference. I think New York State's minimum wage is 15, but New York City's minimum wage is 16, I think. And there's people bitching about that, saying that there should not be, like, we're one state. There should be one statewide minimum wage. And then
I'm
there's a
against
whole
the minimum
argument
wage in
of,
general,
right,
like-
of should that exist at all.
Well,
It's-
I mean,
so the more of the story, the more the government gets involved in everything, the worse it is.
Yeah.
well, the problem is that like even when there is a minimum wage, right? The argument against minimum wage is it only helps bigger businesses.
Absolutely. Walmart can
Because
afford
it makes smaller businesses less competitive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then businesses like this one can't afford to pay people
Right.
and be
Or
able
I
to
can't-
provide benefits, right?
I
So you
can't buy
have
the
to
self-checkout
choose one.
kiosks.
Right.
Right.
There's so many different ways that they can offer something that you can't, whether it's to an employee perspective, right? Or whether it's to like a customer perspective, like you're just outcompeted from either end,
Right.
right?
Right.
So you end up getting squeezed out.
Because the only choice I have basically is to charge more money.
Nice.
Right. But so
Squeezed out.
Got to, man.
no, like a pimple, not like you're wiener. I said wiener too.
I don't have one of those.
Takes about the same amount of. Wait.
Yeah.
Speaking of wieners, can we go home?
Yes. Wait, what?
What? What? Do you have any other comments?
No,
or
can you
questions?
explain that?
Divulge.
Only comments from people who are going to sign up for open enrollment classes.
Yes.
Michael
Go
asks,
do it now.
So you can carry in one of those permitless states with a New York permit. Is it even worth getting that license that lets you carry in other states anymore?
So in most of those states, you don't need any permit.
Yeah.
You just need to be over 21 and not a felon.
I think it depends
or
on the
a
state. Some
prohibited
states
person.
that only applies to their citizens.
Well, so that
And
used to be the case in like Maine, right? So Maine was permitless carry only for citizens of Maine, and then they were like, well, no, it's constitutional carry, so it's
Okay.
Same.
So-
it's the same with New Hampshire. as
Yeah,
well.
most of the states that are permitless, they do it because it's like definitionally they want constitutional carry. So if
I
you're
would,
constitutionally not prohibited, or if you're not prohibited legally,
yeah,
then you're able.
I would go on the USCCA's website,
Or USAcarry.com is another good
Yeah.
resource in that
look
regard.
at those concealed carry maps, and just see, because there are definitely, if you get like your Utah permit or you get your Florida, there are a few states that you gain, but if they're
But
a
those
state,
are not constitutional carry states.
correct.
Those are
So,
states that have.
say with your New York permit coupled with the Utah,
you get
I
up
think
to
you get like
37.
you get like Colorado, right? But
Washington.
otherwise, yeah. So it's like, but if you're never going to go to those states, then no, don't bother getting it. But it's like, some people, it's like, well, let me get all the ones that I can get because that's fun too.
Or
Do
just be
it.
based
If you
upon
got
what want.
Pennsylvania,
Yeah.
Florida, and Utah, then you'd be eligible to carry in 37 states.
Concealed
Right.
is concealed.
Like right now,
Nevada.
Pennsylvania doesn't recognize a New York State permit.
Correct.
Las Vegas,
And
Milwaukee.
obviously, New York State doesn't have reciprocity with anybody else. So,
Which
having
is why a
our
lot of
permit-
states don't recognize our permit.
Right. Yeah. so
Our permit
it's
would
a-
be very recognized if we allowed other states' permits, but we never will.
correct.
Yeah.
It's a messed up system because like
Then there's some obviously you'll never get, like California, Hawaii.
We'll never say never.
well they don't even give their own citizens.
That's what I'm saying.
the
Like
ability
you'll
to
never
carry
get.
a
Let's say it
firearm.
was like in New York. If you didn't live in New York, you would never get a New York
You
permit.
hardly get one in New York if you live in New York.
Exactly. So
There's no such thing as like a Connecticut or New Jersey or Illinois concealed carry permit. So
there are New York non-resident permits.
For-
We've seen one.
probably for law enforcement or retired law enforcement or
Yeah, government jobs. Yeah, there was a dude that worked at Northrop Grumman.
Oh, so contractors, not even a government job.
Syracuse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's like
I think that was a cover.
it's like if
I
they
don't think he
work,
really worked for Northrop Grumman.
probably not. Right.
What do
right,
you
right.
say?
there's
Yeah,
some
yeah,
people
yeah.
that if they work in the state
But that's what his permit said.
all week, like that's where they spend most of their time. Is
Yeah.
typically in New York State, but they live out of state technically.
Like if you're a diamond trader in New York City, yeah, you can.
Some counties will.
Yeah. What was the county we called? Was it Broome County?
Yeah, it was Broome.
Where okay, so we have a fractured system in New York where every county plays by its own rules, basically, and it's annoying as fuck.
Terrible.
Broome County, though, it's every township.
Yeah, I called them.
Like it's not a county-wide system. It's like if
So
you
like-
want a permit in,
If you live in Binghamton,
Yeah.
you have to call the Binghamton like city court or whatever. If you live in Johnson City, right
How many-
next to Binghamton.
How many cards am I carrying?
well,
What am I doing here?
you still get a state permit.
But like
it's
it's by
so like
township.
in Monroe County, like if you live in the city of
Okay, but what if
Rochester,
I'm in Binghamton with my
well, no,
state permit?
it's who you apply through. So like if you live in Rochester,
Yeah.
you have to apply through RPD.
Sure.
But if you live in Brockport, you apply through Monroe County.
Oh.
So like if you live in Binghamton, you have to apply through like Binghamton, the police
if
department
you
or
live in
whoever.
Brockport, you have to apply through Brockport.
But then like yeah, it'd be like if you live in Batavia, you could only apply through Batavia. You can't go to the county to do it. even though
That's
it's in Batavia.
Yeah,
So-
that's not the
right.
example, but
yeah. They
Yeah,
took
that
it
was
one
a
step
wild
further.
phone call.
Yeah.
Like
Which I wonder, is it just get worse the further east you get? Because that is
They
getting
just
pretty
get
close.
weirder and weirder.
I mean southeast, I guess.
Yeah.
That's the farthest southeast you can get though. Like that is the last Broome County's it.
Until you start going to
Pennsylvania.
towards like New York City. You can keep going east.
Okay, yeah, I guess.
So, I mean,
technically that's lower.
That's
but
yeah. Like that, you can go. Let's stop saying downstate. Let's start saying worse state. Let's you can go towards the
Left
worst
state.
Deep state.
Ooh,
Deep
I
state.
like that. I like that.
New T-shirt idea. I claimed it. It's mine.
There you go.
Can't do it. Can't take it.
You gotta write it to yourself and put it in an envelope. Mail it.
Cuts his hand.
Oh my god.
I'd give you a Henry if you chopped your hand off live on stream.
Wow. It seems like a
Yes.
low.
I didn't- I didn't sign up for texting.
Wow.
Send us videos of you cutting your
Oh,
hand off.
Don't-
Look at you, Henry.
Don't. No.
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 Just make that out to Brandon.
Sam
Lewis.
Just a bloody stump. And my fucking, thank you.
Hey, we got the stinky
God
package for
damn
you.
it, it's leaking.
raspberry jelly. Yep.
Beat that.
All right,
Don was
well.
even out. Don was like, good night.
All right, well,
All right.
hold on to that foreskin, everybody.
No. So if you want to win, again, subscribe to us on YouTube.
Can't just go back to a normal stream. Man.
We were ready to end it.
Hold on, I did. I was hoping that you would be hitting it
It takes 2 buttons to
as
click
I was
that.
saying first. I was hoping you would be like, "Meh."
Stop dreaming over there. Let me
All right,
close
all right.
out.
I'm gonna just leave. Does this door still work?
Which one? Which two? Subscribe to us on YouTube. We'll get your screen name or whatever name you have. We'll put it in. Share this video. Should we have people share this video? Do we want to share this video?
Just the
And text us inventory to our phone number in the comment section. And or the description. I'll put it in the description of all these videos. And we will draw next week. All right, bye.
We're trapped in the
Bye,
internet.
guys. Trapped in the internet forever.
Bye bye. Don't cut your hand off. Love God.
Please
Cut
do.
off